He needn't have bothered. His mother grabbed him with both hands, and with tears in her eyes she could only whisper, "Good luck," to her departing son. Gabriel's father witnessed this show of emotions from the stairwell and could just about contain the lump in his throat that had risen and threatened to cut off his air supply. Gabriel saw his dad. The man, who had raised him, taught him just about everything, and the man who had been willing to risk his own life to save him. Gabriel moved over and hugged him. "Thank you. Thank you for everything," Gabriel said. "I know, son, now get going, you have a long trip ahead of you. Remember, if things don't work out you can always come home," his mother added. Now she was crying. "I understand," was all Gabriel could manage to say as he picked up his suitcases and walked out the front door. Madeline and the professor followed him, then Logan, Scott, and Havoc in a slow procession, leaving Gabriel's home behind them. Gabriel sat in the passenger's seat of the van and watched the countryside roll past, washing away the familiar and putting the unknown in its place. He sat silently, for he had nothing to say. His family were behind, and now he had only 2 suitcases of clothes, no reminders of his past, just his clothes, which he had taken with him. Madeline sat in the back of the van and squirmed. On returning to the van she had decided not to put on any more diapers. This new guy was kind of cute, even with his nose slightly damaged and the swelling above his eye which he hardly seemed to notice. She guessed it was his brooding, dark looks that had her so entranced. At the institute all the guys tried to be like Scott, the hero, all the time. That was endearing, but this guy, everybody likes a bit of darkness to the hero. And here it was sitting in the seat in front of her. Then Madeline felt it. She was doing it again. Wetting herself, with no diaper on and with a guy she liked the look of sitting in front of her. Turning herself around she took one of the diapers out of the medical supply box which the professor had put in the van for her. She phased out of her underwear and into her diaper. Although it would do no good with the stain that would no be present on her ex-mice uniform. Gabriel turned to the professor. "What did you say?" he asked before slumping on the chair asleep. "Thank you, Professor," Madeline said, as she began to change into her sweatpants and pink t-shirt. Mystique turned to the communicator. "I know what I saw." She defiantly was wearing them. The shadowed form of Magneto stared back. "You are sure you saw Shadow Cat wearing diapers?" "An X-Man wearing diapers? Why on earth would Charles allow this? Unless it was an attack of some kind, we must act quickly to press this advantage. Get pictures of this. Then send Toad to distribute them. I will concentrate on how we can press this further. And send Summon to me. I now have use of her talents." The transmission blinked out. Mystique moved to the cave where the Brotherhood's main attack power was. "Hey boss lady, what's going on?" Quicksilver asked, moving around her in circles. "I want to know too." Blob whined. "What did Magneto tell you?" Avalanche said he usually led the other mutants, so he was desperate to know. "Toad, I have a special assignment. One you will enjoy, and Summon, you two have an assignment. The rest of you have school tomorrow. But you will have to help Toad, so it should be fun." Toad, who was chasing a fly with his tongue, looked around and just shrugged. He didn't care, he was still trying to annoy the fly. When they arrived home, the other X-Mice and many of the students at the Yaffle Institute were waiting to see the new arrival, as Professor Yaffle never usually went out to recruit mutants anymore.